Hey guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Okay, so I made this super cute video about this. I used props and all this kind of stuff. I had this incredible intro and then I was uploading it onto YouTube and I deleted it to put on another video from my other channel, and I lost this video because I have the same t-shirt on both videos. So I thought it was the same video. Oh my God, I'm like literally, I know you can't tell, but I'm like so, that I was about to start crying. But anyway, because I was so, I never put any effort into these videos and I really put some effort into it. It was so cute. So anyway, all right, I was driving home from my office today and I was on Twitter and I saw that Sarah, at Sarah without an H, who I love her videos so much. Sarah, if you're looking for a new best friend, I'm right here. She's super cool. And she actually reminds me of another friend of mine that I have whose name is also Sarah. So anyway, interestingly enough. But I saw that she put this video out and it was called Cramathon. And I was like, what is with all of these like a-thons? Like, I don't understand, because like booktube-a-thon's coming up and then all these people are telling me about this a-thon and that a-thon and a-thon. So anyway, I was like watching her video and it was all about this like this tube-a-thon thing, or what would you call that, a-thon? Another a-thon, I don't know. But anyway, that she is doing with Whitney at Witty Novels, who, oh my God, I love her videos too. She's a big part of why I started making these videos. So anyway, so I watched the video and it's basically a 4-day like event that they do. And it starts Saturday, July 9th. I'm so bad with dates. Anyway, that's tonight at midnight and it goes all the way through 11:59 on Tuesday. And there are 6 challenges that you have to do. So it's similar to Booktube-a-thon, but it's shorter and it's easier to do. And the whole idea is to like get as much reading and catch up with reading. And anyway, I'll link the video below. You can go watch it. I did not watch Whitney's video on it, which I should have, because I guess she's the originator of Cramathon. Anyway, I love that name, Cramathon. I think that's cute. But anyway, so I was already on my way to the library. I had no plans to go to Half Price Books, but I was like, after I listened to the categories, I was like, what book should I choose? So anyway, I was looking around the library and then I looked around Half Price Books and then I had some books at home. I keep on doing this. So anyway, I was like, I'm doing this Cramathon thing. It's just really not that hard, and I was gonna read a lot this weekend anyway, because now it looks like it kind of looks like it's gonna rain outside. Anyway, so I'm super excited about it. So here's the deal. There are 6 categories you have to do. The first category is read a book that is under 200 pages. Okay, so I don't have just one book pick for this. I have 3 because I'm not really sure which one I'm going to pick yet, but I will know at midnight. So anyway, I'm going to actually Snapchat my whole Cramathon. So if you guys want to follow along and see what I'm doing and what I'm reading and like if I'm liking it or if I'm not and little things like that and all that kind of stuff, you can follow me on Snapchat at Peter Mon. Peter, P-E-T-E-R, Mon, M-O-N-N. It's all just one thing. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Peter Likes Books. All of my links are below. So anyway, the first book of my under 200 is $80 to Stanford by Lucille Fletcher. I've talked about this on a book haul before. The book is, it is 151 pages. And it's about this guy, and he's a teacher, and his wife was killed in a car accident, and he's a cab driver on the side, and so he's gonna take this woman to Connecticut. She offers to pay him $80. Woo, that would be like down the town today, but like in an Uber. But what if it was called like $80 in an Uber to Stanford? Anyway, it's not, because it was written in, would you guys like to know? Should we see what year this was printed in? It was printed in 1975. I was 3 years old. It actually looks a lot older than that, doesn't it? So anyway, and then this woman disappears, and then it's like this mystery. And so I think it'd be fun to read a mystery this weekend. Anyway, and this is the writer who wrote Sorry, Wrong Number with Barbara Stanwyck. Did you ever see that movie where she's like on a phone and she's like, hello, hello? And then she hears like this whole concoction of a murder, and then she figures out, oh, I'm not gonna tell you, you have to watch the movie. If you guys have not seen Sorry, Wrong Number with Barbara Stanwyck, it's fantastic. There's also a radio show, an old-time radio show, and it's done with Barbara Stanwyck, and you can get that and listen to it too. My hand is itching, and that means I'm gonna come into money. Okay, so the next book of my choice is Muriel Sparks. Muriel, you're terrible. So many people knew that was from Muriel's Wedding. I love that movie so much. Tim Sims, don't know him. Bye, Porpoise Spit. Okay. The Public Image. And I talked about this in my book haul. I actually got this suggestion by Adam at Memento Mori. I'm going to talk about him with my next book too. Apparently he has read like 18 of her books. And so I think I perused through this and it looks pretty good. And this book is 156 pages. So it's under the 200. So I'm real excited about that. Don't know if I'm gonna read that or not. And then the third one that I just got at the library, I'm pretty good. I should have been a bartender because I don't drink, so I'm not gonna be a bartender now. But anyway, is A Single Man by Christopher Isherwood. Okay, do you know about him? If you don't, you should. I do, but just because I saw the documentary, I haven't read any of his books. But I've wanted to for a long time. Okay, so Christopher Isherwood was like this really famous writer. And when he was like in his 50s or late 40s, he met his long-term boyfriend who was like 18 when he met him. I think he was like, it was real scandalous. I think he was even like 16 or 17 when he actually met him. But anyway, and then they were together for the rest of his life. There was actually a documentary on Netflix, and it's called Chris and Don, or Don and Chris. The cover looks super cheesy, but it talks about his life and how Don was like there through his entire life. He lived late. He didn't die, I don't think, early. But anyway, it is such a fantastic documentary if you haven't seen it. Oh, let's see. He lived to be 86 years old. So, yeah, I think you guys, if you haven't seen the documentary, Don and Chris, or Chris and Don, I can't remember. It's fantastic. Kind of looks weird, doesn't it? Like he's right next to me. But anyway, this is a book about a guy that has a long-term partner who dies. It takes place the whole day, and it's kind of like his coming to terms of like his life. I know there's a movie with Julianne Moore. I love her, but I have not seen the movie. So in my previous video that I did that was real cute, I held up this like orange Sharpie that I have because it's like my favorite Sharpie in the entire world. And I was like, I love anybody that's a redhead. So anyway, gingers all the way. But, so Julianne Moore is one of my favorite actresses. Did you see A Single Man, or have you read the book? I haven't, so I'm thinking about it. Plus, it takes place in one day, so I thought, how fun would that be? And then look, when I was at the library, I got this new bookmark for U.S. diving in Rio for the Olympics. Free. Okay, so then the next thing is I have to read a graphic novel. Okay, I do not love graphic novels, but that being said, I haven't really ever read a graphic novel. I got those Walking Dead ones, but I haven't read them. So, the graphic novel section at Half Price Books is ginormous, okay? And it's all like Marvel and DC Comics, and I don't know a lot about that stuff, you guys. And I know a lot of you do, so educate me on it if you want, but it's just kind of not my thing. So anyway, and I was kind of jealous, like, looking through them. I was kind of like, God, I really wish I knew more about this. Like, my husband watches those shows like Daredevil and stuff, and there's, like, series of those, right? And Deadpool. I was going to get the Deadpool one and then watch the movie, and I was like, I started scanning through it, and I was like, I don't get this. So anyway, I'm kind of dumb when it comes to stuff like that. But anyway, I was thinking when I was there that I used to love to read The Down the Street Kids by Linda Berry, the cartoonist. It's friends with Matt Groening. Was that his name? Matt Groening, that does The Simpsons. Anyway, Linda Berry is this fantastic cartoonist, and she wrote about these kids. Their names were Marlis and Mavon, and they were sisters. The best book ever is called It's So Magic. But anyway, and then they have a cousin named Freddie. And if it's a Tuesday and at your cousin's house and there's nothing to do, why not a talent show? It's like stuff like that. I love it. So anyway, and it's like they're real poorly depressing lives. But they like, it's real funny too, and like they always have these like weird faces on like Marlis and Mabon, like it's like hilarious, and they're like, it's like Mabon is the most bitter teenager in the entire world because she's not pretty, and all of her friends are like mean to her, and then Marlis is just like this like bopsity middle school kid that just like doesn't see like the meanness in the world, and I love him. So I was like, oh my God, maybe there's more of them, or maybe there's something like that. I couldn't find anything like it, but I did get Paul Auster's City of Glass. Somebody else did a review on this on his channel, and I can't remember who it was, but they did not like it. And it's actually the graphic novels based on the books that are supposed to be fantastic. I have not read the books, and I have not seen the graphic novels before. So I thought, well, that would be interesting because I've heard of them. And they're like, it's like a 3-part trilogy or something about this guy in New York City. I think actually, was there a movie about this? If there was, I may have seen it. So anyway, I got that, and then I got, because this looks more up my alley, honestly, The Girl Who Owned a City. And it's about this girl, and like some plague has killed like all the adults, and so she's like taking care of all the kids, and like these people are trying to kill her. You know, very much like the Between on Netflix. So anyway, I was like, I really liked it. The pictures are really cool, very pretty, and so I'm like, you know what? Like, I think this is what I'm gonna try. So one of those is what I'm gonna read. And then the next one is a book you did not finish. Okay, this is so funny. So I was, you guys know I've been talking about Ricky Anstey's The Last Star. Boresville. Cannot get into it at all. So anyway, I am now like 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours into it. I mean, it is so confusing, you guys. I don't even remember these people from the previous book. And like people are getting shot. And it's just like so weird, you know? And it's like, this is what I'm listening to it, and this is like honestly like what I'm thinking to myself. I know how this book's gonna end. I mean, I already know how it's gonna end and what's gonna happen at the end of it, and I almost am like, okay, so I have not, like, this is not a spoiler, but I am just going to predict right now that they're going to blow up the main ship and they're all saved. Because, and I'm not spoiling anything and I'm not that far into it, but that's, like, page 1, you find out that that's what Evan Walker is supposed to do. But I'm just like, they're not going to end this book with everybody dying. That can't be how the whole series ends. I have a feeling that they're just going to be, like, saved and, of course, blow up the mothership or whatever. It's horrible. So I wasn't going to finish it. I was just like, who cares? The only reason I'm listening to this is to find out what happens in the end, and that's a pointless reason to read a book. So then I watched her video, and category number 3 is that you have to read a book that you did not finish. And I had already decided that I wasn't going to finish it, that I was going to go on and listen to The Girls by Emma Cline, because it's number 1, you guys. I just talked about it 2 weeks ago that I wanted to buy it at Costco, and now it's number 1 on the indie book list. I was like, oh my God, this must be the book of the century. But it's getting lots of bad reviews, so it must be getting great marketing. Who knows? Anyway. So I'm going to use kind of a cheat, but the last star is my book I did not finish because I'd already decided I wasn't going to finish it. Okay, number 4, a novella. Well, as you guys have heard me talk about, one of my mom's favorite books and movies of all time was Annie Proulx's Brokeback Mountain, which I'm sure you guys know of the movie. See here, my mom gave it to me for Christmas in 2007. That was a year before she died, 6 months before she died. She even inscribed it. So anyway, it's only like 50-some pages long or something. But I've never read the book, and I've seen the movie, 55 pages long. I think it's horribly depressing, but I just think it was a good and important movie, so I'm looking at the monitor, not the camera. So anyway, can you see which one I'm kissing? Okay, so that one I'm going to read is my novella. And then the last one in the section, or the last book kind of really, is a book in verse or prose. And I was like, God, I don't want to, what book am I going to, why would they put this in there? This is so not summary and boring. Like, what book? Like, the Odyssey? Like, I don't want to read the Odyssey. And it was so funny, because as soon as I was thinking that, Sarah goes, you don't have to read, like, the Odyssey. And I was like, oh. So anyway, I was like, well, what book is in verse and prose? And so I Googled popular books in verse or prose. Oh, Ellen Hopkins came up. Okay, do you guys know what a huge fan of Ellen Hopkins I am? Such a big fan that my husband and I interviewed her for our website, rant.com. I'll put the interview link below if you would like to go read it. I've emailed her back and forth. She gave me advice on writing my book. She's awesome, awesome woman. If you follow her on Facebook, you know she's very, very opinionated. I've worked with teenagers for 20 years. They love her books. Like, most of the teenagers I've worked with that have gone through drug and alcohol treatment are like, she's the real deal. Like, she knows what she's talking about. And so anyway, I love her books so much. But I've read all of them except for 3. And the 3 that I haven't read are Identical, which is about twins, Perfect, which is about a bunch of girls that are trying to, like, make themselves perfect, and then Tilt, which is about 3 kids whose parents have made poor choices, and so they want to, like, live better lives. And this is like, so if you have never read an Ellen Hopkins book before, she writes her books like this. So you can see they're kind of like in verse. I was going to use, there's a page in here in black, and you can see it better. Hold on. So do you see, it's like in verse, like that. And they're actually pretty quick reads. So this book right here is, let's see how many pages. Are there no pages in this book? Okay. 601 pages, and I can tell you, this is going to be easy to read in 2 days. So, I love her books. I'm so excited about reading it. This one is about a girl that's falling in love, a boy that's come out, and then just a good girl. I don't know. So anyway, but her books are real in-depth, and even though they're told in prose, like, or in verse, they're, like, really in-depth, and, like, you can really get into them. So, I see that this video is going on 15 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm sure somebody out there is upset. You know who you are. Give me a thumbs down. Anyway, so, yeah, that's what I'm going to read for the Cramathon. You guys should do it. It's only 4 days. It's not a lot. I mean, if you look at it, all over, you can probably get all of this done in like a day and a half. I think it's super exciting. And it's a way to get excited about booktube-a-thon and all these other a-thons. So do it unless you're a fucking loser. So yeah, love you. Thank you, Whitney and Sarah, so much. I love your videos, and thank you for putting this together. So I'm excited. Follow me on Snapchat and Twitter and all that other stuff, and you'll see what I'm doing with Cramathon. Cramathon. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.